As we all saw in the press release last time 2K released information for WWE 2K20, we saw that there was going to be a Roman Reigns 2K Tower mode, but we didn't get much information other than that. Well, that changes today. So we got a little bit of the information. From the press release that we got, it says that there's going to be a little bit of a change here because the sentence reads this: WWE 2K20 2K Towers invites players to take a WWE superstar or a created my player into several different towers. Now, that's a little different than 2K19 because you could only do it with your my player. Now, what gets me a little less hype is this next sentence, which says that it's a unique gauntlet of matches that boast different challenges, match stipulations, and player modifications, which sounds kind of in line with how Towers was last year, which in my opinion was pretty vanilla. I think if the rest of the game is going to be your simulation style stuff, you know, the 2K kind of direction, then I think 2K Towers mode should be the one where it goes a little out of control, where things kind of happen that wouldn't happen otherwise in the video game. Make it almost like a playground, a sandbox of things that could happen. Lightning coming down, fire in the ring, people losing limbs, dying. But from what it sounds like in these sentences right here for the Roman Reigns 2K Tower and kind of explaining 2K Towers in general this year for this year's game, it just kind of sounds like the same thing. Now, the 2K Tower for Roman Reigns is unique because it's literally just for him, and it's going to be including him, and he's going to kind of be explaining the matches before they happen. If you remember back to the Daniel Bryan 2K showcase where Daniel Bryan kind of talked about the things that happened before the match, that's kind of what you're going to get here. Matter of fact, we also have a little excerpt here from Roman Reigns himself, which is going to be in the game, I believe, which is going to explain his thing with Brock Lesnar. So let's go ahead and just take a look at that real quick.
If I imagine my WWE career as a climb up a mountain, then Brock Lesnar is at the peak. When we met at WrestleMania 31, I thought I had him figured out and would take the WWE Championship. But Seth Rollins had other plans. 3 years later, I got another chance at Brock at WrestleMania. And again, I thought I had him. But again, fate intervened and Lesnar walked away with the title. Same thing at the Greatest Royal Rumble in 2018. So when I got another chance at SummerSlam that year, I wasn't gonna come up short again. Defeating Brock Lesnar wasn't just about taking that championship. It was about proving to him and to myself that I could overcome him and stand at the top of the mountain. To sum it up, without Brock Lesnar, there's no Roman Reigns. As much as I dislike him, I'm thankful for him too.
The 2K Tower itself is called 2K Towers Roman's Reign. Roman's Reign. It says they're going to be competing in 16 matches and we're going to live out key chapters in Roman Reigns' impressive WWE history, winning championships and igniting the universe along the way. And like I said, of course, the big dog himself is going to give you a little bit of information before each match. Now, let's talk about the complete list of matches here for the tower itself. So we'll just go down the list here. We got Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins versus Team Hell No. We got Reigns versus Orton, Reigns versus Bryan, Reigns versus Big Show, Reigns versus Wyatt, Reigns versus Sheamus, Triple H, AJ Styles, Rusev, Strowman, Undertaker, Cena, Miz, Joe, Lesnar, and Drew McIntyre. From what it seems like with the information given, it just seems like it's going to be like a 2K Tower from last year, but with the added bit of Roman Reigns kind of explaining some stuff. And while I like that, because I really did enjoy the Daniel Bryan 2K showcase they did with Daniel Bryan kind of almost narrating his own story, which I thought was pretty dope. And while I think it's a good addition to the tower, at least, you know, takes it to that next level a little bit, I don't think it's the direction that I kind of expected. But on the good side of things, we also have the WWE 2K20 stuff, which we haven't really seen too much. We got the information and we got what the towers are, but they didn't really explain any of the modifications or anything like that that's going to be happening in those. So I expect with zombies and swamp men and just ridiculous demon powers that the towers are going to be a little more crazy than a Roman Reigns kind of historical tower. I'm going to keep my hopes about right in the middle. You know, I think that towers can include stuff like the originals where things are a little crazy, like I said, people dying. But I also think there's a place for almost a storytelling tower, which is kind of what this is. In the end, it is just about 16 exhibition matches right in a row with different modifications and things like that, while the big dog kind of talks to you. So you're either gonna love that or you're gonna hate it. I'm more interested in the originals idea with people dying, but I'll play through this one time probably. I think one of the biggest things that you have to do with these 2K towers to make them more enticing to players and enticing to anyone that might be looking for something to do on these games, I think you just have to make them more interactive, period. Right now, they sort of just feel isolated, like they're on their own island and you can just ignore it completely and it wouldn't change anything. I think the biggest thing you could do to these is adding some sort of leaderboard. Being able to see how you stack up against your friends, seeing how you would be able to stack up against people around the world, kind of like the stuff they did for Defeat the Streak or anything like that. I think those are some big things. I think you need to make it more interactive in the case of being able to make your own towers. I think you should be able to share them with your friends. I think that they just need to kind of entice people to want to get in and play this. I think even adding just those features in itself kind of changes 2K Towers altogether. And I think if you were to take just a little bit more creativity with some of the stuff in Towers, just a little bit more, that this could be a super dope game type that could really be a returning feature that people really enjoy. I think a lot of people just don't really see the point in like doing a tower where it's just like, okay, you have one finisher at the start of this match. Okay, you start with yellow health. It's just like, this is not creative at all. It's like you just kind of flick some fucking buttons and you're like, yeah, this is all right. And I think sometimes people get the wrong idea of what exactly I'm saying when I'm talking about this sort of stuff. And I think maybe I should sit down for like an hour or something, maybe do like a little almost faux podcast thing where I kind of talk about what my thoughts on the series are, because I think that when people hear me in 5-minute segments or whatever, they only get a little bit of what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say that I want WWE 2K to be some zombie fucking arcade fest, you know what I mean? I just want it to have features that are just kind of fun. And no, I don't think that the only way to make this game fun is to add fucking zombies and demons. I don't think that's the only way to make this game fun. There's obvious ways. Like I said, adding leaderboards to towers or GM mode, or at least some sort of financial system that, lets people take over a federation or something. I think there's a ton of ways to make the game fun that is not breaking someone's leg off with a chainsaw. Yeah, that's fun. But there's also like more grounded things that make it fun. Which is why when I see Roman Reigns 2K Tower where it's just like, oh, you're probably gonna start this one with yellow health. Oh, Braun Strowman's gonna have a big arm. It's just like, okay. At least it's not like strictly 16 exhibitions in a row. At least there's some sort of modifications or stipulations or challenges or something to kind of keep it a little fresh. Because if I had to go through 16 Roman Reigns matches in a row, I don't know about that, Chief. You can sound off in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. Remember to leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you guys are not subscribed, and we'd be keeping that 2K20 stuff up to date. So like I said, if that's your thing, the team is waiting for you. And I will catch you guys next time with more WWE 2K20 stuff. See ya!